Welcome. I'm Coach Laura Rubenstein, your social media marketing consultant with TransformYourSocialNetWorth.com. Today, I wanted to take you on a little tour of the new Facebook timeline that's rolling out slowly, and you can install it in your Facebook account right now by following the instructions that are at businessinsider.com here at this first link, and you'll need the second link to actually follow their instructions. So let's go over there and take a look at what we mean by this. So here's what the timeline will ultimately look like. I haven't added a cover image yet, and I have not yet published it. So just so you know, you can activate it and start working with it and managing it and preparing it to go live, and I recommend doing that. And it says whether or not I activate it, it's going to automatically go live on Tuesday, October 18th. Now what I don't know is if that's for everyone or just me, because I activated it. But I went to this first link, and the page actually looks like this, and the Business Insider, how to get your new Facebook profile in 5 minutes, and it was pretty much 5 minutes. I clicked this link to get started, and what it says to do first is to go to the developer app, and that was the second link I showed you because just typing developer into the search bar didn't quite work for me. So if you go to https://developers.facebook.com/apps, you'll get to a page where you can actually click on the Create a New App button, and you want to fill in both of these fields and agree. And this needs to be, you may even have to update the app namespace field a second time, but it needs to be all lowercase, for example, and you can name it anything like My Timeline or something like that. You can see I named mine Laura Timeline 1 earlier. So once you do that, you'll see that the next step is to, after you click the Create an App button, is to make sure you click the Open Graph link on the left. Now you may have to update some of the fields here to make sure you get the Open Graph. And then once you do that, these two fields should show up. If they don't, click the back button, edit your fields, save it again, and then click Open Graph. And this wants a verb and a noun, like people can't read and profile, review a profile, view a profile, something like that. Doesn't really matter, apparently. And then you click the Get Started button, and you'll see all the details page, which apparently, again, don't need to do anything with. You should adjust a couple of settings just for grins, let the system know you're real. And then on your home page, when you click home, you'll have an invitation to get it now, get the timeline. And again, that doesn't publish it, but it makes it available, and it will be the only profile you'll see from then on. So you can publish it now, or you can start a tour, and I'm going to show you the tour right now. So here's where you get to. It's your new timeline, and you do have the option to do a cover. So when I start the tour, you'll see that it gives me some options for some of my pictures that are in there already, which is not really what I want to use, but they're asking me to choose a cover now, and I'm going to do that later when I decide what I want. But please note that there will be, your profile picture will be in this lower left hand corner. So whatever you have in that image of your lower left corner, you're going to want to know that it's going to cover part of it. By the way, your image, your new profile image in the little corner is going to be 180 by 180 pixels. This big cover image is more like 810 pixels by about 840 pixels by about 310 pixels. So you've got a nice space to design 840 by 310, and then you can keep moving on and take a look at the next section here, which is your kind of like summary of everything on your timeline, your new timeline, which is your photos of friends, your photos that you've imported or been tagged in, the people who are subscribed to you, apps as well as things like notes, and you can see there's a second level here of things, and it'll probably expand more as we add more apps. The about page, the about area, and in the info area is where you can edit about your work, your education, where you live, your statuses, and all that. So then it wants to show us this activity. The activity log is nobody else sees it like you see it, but it's everything you've done, and you can set your privacy settings for your photos, anything that's on your timeline pretty much. You can delete it. You can set privacy settings depending on what type of update it is on your timeline. And then we have the timeline, or the stories of your timeline. This is where photos and posts that you're posting will show, and the default view is actually a 2-column view. You can set it to feature it so that it spans the widescreen area if you want, but for the most part, other than the ones I've already done, it will show in a 2-column format. And by the way, over on the right hand side you see dates, and you can scroll through the dates and see all the stuff. So the timeline is much more visible, showing everything you've ever done more prominently, easily to search through. Everything was always available before, but it now seems you're like a little bit more exposed. So that's why I haven't published my timeline yet, because I want to go through and see, is there anything I really want to delete? Maybe I don't want to keep this picture out so prominently, because before it was kind of hidden in the photo section, although it was there for everyone. So, you know, you'll have choices now. And to expand, to make it a widescreen view, your timeline, there's going to be a star available when you hover over this right hand area. You can also hide or delete it. If you hide it, it will be available in the view activity area. If you delete it, it will not. It'll just be gone. So that's pretty much the tour here. Now let's take a look at what does the view activity button look like. And when we go in there, you'll see it has the dates and has everything you've kind of done. And so I've commented on somebody, and I can delete the comment from here. So things I've commented on or plussed, liked, you can delete. If you posted something, you can change who can see it. You can change it to just a list. You can make it public, which is what I want to do with that. And you can change it to just a particular list if you want, and by clicking on all lists you can see you can delete it, and so on. So and here's another one that says this one's custom. So when I share, for some reason when I share, it gives me the custom. When I post it directly on my wall, however, you'll see that this one is a public one. So you can allow on the timeline, you can hide from the timeline, and that's where you can go in and set it with the little down arrows here. Let's go back to the profile, or timeline as it's now called. You'll see I don't have a cover image, and I will be choosing one. If you got any ideas, please post it. Here is your new publisher. It's a lot smaller now. But by the way, you can categorize your posts by work, education, family and relationships, living, health and wellness, and milestones. They'll be easier to find in the future. If you post it from here, if you want to categorize it, you can. When you click photo, by the way, you can also upload a video as well in the photo. So it's not just photo, it's photo and video. And when you hover over, like I said, you can feature it to make it full screen, or you can edit or remove, which is hide or delete. And so there's really not an editing feature, it's a hide or delete. And so that's pretty much all of the changes on the timeline. You can move these things around. Like I said, there's 2 layers here, and if you edit it, you can swap position with everything but the friends and photos, basically. So subscriptions and notes, or subscribers, or the map. It looks like you can also add apps. So here's some apps that I've already subscribed to, and there'll be other apps you can certainly add to your profile, and you just search for them here if you know them, like Spotify and those kind of things. So this is your brand new timeline. Hope you enjoy it because it's coming soon. And I look forward to hearing your comments, and any tips you might have, feel free to post them on the blog. Thanks again. This is Laura Rubenstein of Transform Today and transformyoursocialnetworth.com. See you soon.